Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Kropkominos by Michael Lefkowitz, and here are the rules. Fill the grid with digits from 1 through 9 such that no digit repeats in a row, column, or Kropkomino. Kropkomino? Yes, which is Kropki and domino. Portmanteau together. Within a Kropkomino, orthogonally adjacent digits are always consecutive or in a 1 to 2 ratio or in a 2 to 1 ratio or both. So, within a Kropkomino, orthogonally adjacent digits, which means cells that are sharing an edge, so these two are orthogonally adjacent. These two would not be. So these would be orthogonally adjacent, these would be orthogonally adjacent. But these two cannot be. These are diagonally adjacent. But all orthogonally adjacent digits are consecutive or in a 2 to 1 ratio. So these are all Kropkominos. So in the one cell ones, obviously they don't have to be, they are not orthogonally adjacent with another digit within the Kropkomino. So say we had like a 3 here. The digits that could be here would be 2, 4, or 6, because those are the only digits that are adjacent to it or in a 1 to 2 ratio with it. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so in a Kropkomino of length 8, we have the full set, right? These two digits must be exactly the same as these two, because there's the only set remaining in the Kropkomino in the column, and there are 8 here. These 4 digits are the same as these 4, right? Do we have anything else? This is 4. So these 4 match these 4. These will match those. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the only Kropkominos that have 8. Okay. So it's 1 through 8. 1 can be next to 2 only. Right, because 1 is only consecutive with 2 and only in a 1 to 2 ratio with 2. So if there's a 1 through 8, the 1 has to be next to only one other digit. 8 can be next to 7 or 4. 7 can be next to 6 or 8. 2 can be next to 1, 2, 3, or 1, 3, or 4. 3 can be next to 2, 4, 6. 4 can be next to 3, 5, 2, and 8. So what are the 3 digits that can be next to 3 digits in a Kropkomino? You cannot have 1 can't be. 1's only next to 1 digit. 2 can be next to 3 digits. 3 can be next to 3 digits, 2, 4, and 6. 4 can be next to 4 digits, which is 2, 3, 5, and 8. 5 can only be next to 2 digits. So 5 can be next to 4 and 6 only. 6 can be next to 3 digits. It can be next to 5, 7, and 3. 8 can be next to 2 digits, 4 and 7. So these digits can be, this digit can be 2, 3, 4, and 6. This digit can also only be 2, 3, 4, 6. Any digits that's next to 3 digits in a Kropkomino can only be 2, 3, 4, or 6. This is next to 3, so it's 2, 3, 4, 6. This is next to 3, it's 2, 3, 4, 6. This is next to 3, it's 2, 3, 4, 6. This is next to 3, it's 2, 3, 4, 6. Any other 3s? I don't see any 4s, right? This is next to 2, this is next to 2. Where are the 1s in the 8 length Kropkominos? It has to be here, here, or here. And here, this is next to 2, next to 2, this is next to 1, this is next to 1. So the 2 has to be next to the 1. So this can't be 1, it's next to 2 unique digits. This is next to 2, this is next to 3. So this cannot be 2 here, this cannot be 2 here. Well, if this were 3 and 6, that would eliminate all possibilities for these 3 and 6 to be next to 3 unique digits, right? 3 can only be next to 2, 4, and 6. 6 can only be next to 5, 7, and 3. So one of these is 3 or 6. The other one has to be 4. So one of these is 4. One of them is 3 or 6. If this were a 3, the 3 could only be next to 2 and 4, but it can't be next to the 4. So the 3 cannot be the one that's next to 3 unique digits here, right? The 3 can only have a 4 next to it, but one of these 2 digits has to be a 4. So if this were 3, that would force this to be 4. 3 can no longer be next to 3 unique digits. So this cannot be 3, this cannot be 3. This is a 4-6 pair. 4 and 6 are both next to a 3 and a 5, which can be both next to 4 and 6. So this is 4, 6 next to 3, 5. 6 has to be next to a 7. 4 has to be next to a 2. So this is 2, 7, this is 1, 8, and this is 1, 8. Right? Where can the 1 be in this rectangle? It's either here, this is 1, or this is 1, which means 2 has to be next to it, so 2 cannot be here. However, this could actually be 3 and 6, right? Because if 3 and 6 are here, they are next to each other, and therefore forms a perfect set there, actually. This is either, okay, so this has to be 3 and 4 next to each other, or 3 and 6. 4 and 6 don't have any relationship with each other. They're not in a 1-to-2 ratio, and they're not consecutive. So either way, one of these is 3. So this could be 1 and 2. This could be 1 and 2. This could be 1 and 2. So if this is 7, 8, this has to be 6. Which leaves 1, 2, 4 with 3 and 5. So if this is 3 and 4, 3 would have to be next to 2. So if this is 3, this is 2. This would be 4, and this would then have to be 6. So how would this work? So if this is 3, this is 2, this is 4. We're assuming this is 3, 4 here. So 3, 4 means this is 2, 1. This has to be 6. 4 can only be consecutive with 5 out of 5, 7. So this would be 5 then, and this would have to be, so 3, 4, this would have to be 8 and then 7 if that's the case. So this, if this is 3, this is 4. That's what it looks like. If this is 3 and 6, 3 has to, this again has to be 1, 2. This would have to be 4 then in this case. 4 can be consecutive with 2, but that's not possible here. 3 is already done. This is then 5 or 8. 8 is not in a 1 to 2 ratio with 6, nor is it consecutive. So this would have to be 5. This would be 6. This would be 7. That would be 8, if that's the case. Otherwise, this is 3. If we make this 4, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 would have to be next to 6, which would be consecutive with 5 and 4, which make this 8 and 7. If this is 3 and 6, this would have to be 4. 4 can be next to 5 or 8, but 8 doesn't have a relationship with 6. This would be 6 then, which would force this to be 7, that to be 8. We now have in column 7 a 4, 5, 6 triplet, which eliminates 4, 5, and 6 in the rest of the column. This can't be 5, this must be 3, which forces this to be 5. The remaining digits are 1, 2, 7, 8. Okay. This has to have a 3. And it's with 1, 2, 4 or 6, 7, 8. It's pretty broad. This is either 1, 2 or it's 7, 8. We're not sure which. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 1 is not guaranteed to be in this Kropkomino. Three cannot be here. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. Okay. What are these digits is the question, I guess. There has to be a 3 in one of these 4 cells. Uh, hmm. What's interesting, okay, so if this is 6, if this is 2, it has to be 1, 3, and 4, right? So this would be 1, because 1 can only be at the end. This can't be 3, so this would be 4, and this would be 3. 3 would have to be next to 6, which would then have to be 7 and 8. Or it cannot be 5 and 7, because 5 and 7 have no relationship with each other. So this cannot be 4, 8. So if this is 2, this is 1, this is 4, this is 3. 3's would only be in a relationship. We already have 2 and 4 accounted for, so this would be 6. 6 can be with 5 or 7, but if we had 5 here, it can't go to anything else because 5 can only go to 4. So this would have to be 7, which would force us to be 8. This would be 5, and that's valid. 1, 2, 4, 5. Actually, would that work? So say this is 1, 2, 4, 5. That means this is 8, 7. This would be 6, and this would be 4, which is not allowed. So if we had 1 here, this is 2, this is 4. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so this is 8. 8 has to be next to 7. 7 has to be next to 6. But this would be 1, 2, 4 here, which would force this to be 6. And we'd have 2 6s in the same Kropkominos, which is not allowed. So this cannot be 1 here, which means this can't be 2. So this is 4 or 6 right now. Okay, so none of these can work right now. So if this is 6, that's interesting. That restricts things a lot. If this is 6, it can be next to 3, 5, and 7. This can't be this. So this is a 4, 6 pair, actually, which eliminates 4 and 6 in the rest of the row. This would be 5 or 7. Cannot be. This would then be 1 and 2. So if this is 6, we have 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, and this is 3 or 7. 5 can be next to... This would be 1, 2. 2 cannot be next to 3 here, so 2 would have to be next to 4. So you'd have 1, 2, 4. That's in relationship with 3 and 5. We have to have an 8 somewhere, so this would be 8. Right. So you have 8. This would have to be 7 then to be in relationship, to be in consecutive or 1 to 2 ratio with 8. This would be 3 then, this would be 5. Because 5 cannot be here. So 6, 7, 8 works, which forces this to be 1, 2. Which makes this 8, 7, 6. This is 4, 2, 1. So that satisfies that. Therefore, this would be 5. 5 can be next to 4 or 6 here. This would be, again, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, which makes this 8, 7, 6. So this would be 5, 4, 2, 1. And that's satisfied. So that works. If this is 6. If this is 4, what are the possibilities? 4 can be next to 3, 5, 2, and 8. So if the 2, 1 is here still, so this would be 2 and 1, it would be 3, 5, and 8. This would have to be 5 or 8. 3 or 8. This would be 3, 5, or 8. 2 cannot be next to... Okay, so that would not work. 2 can only be next to 3, 4, or 1. And those are already taken by this being 4 and one of these being 3, 5, 8. So that cannot work there. So if this is 4, this has to be 2 and 1 then. You're next to 3, 5, and 8 here, so this is 3 or 8. This is 3, 5, or 8 here. So this is 1, 2, 7, 8 here as possibilities. We have a 1, 2, 7, 8 triplet, which eliminates... Right. So either this is 3 or 8. 3, 5, 8 here. This is 4. 3 can be next to 6. 5 can be next to 6. 8 can be next to 7. So if this is 8, this is 3. So this would be 8. Right, so again, you have 4, 2, 1 here. This becomes 7, 8, 7, 8. This is 6. This is 4, 2, 1. Either way, I think this has to be 5. 5 is only next to 4 or 6. Four could go down to 2 and 1, if that's the case. So again, if this is 2, 1, this is a 7, 8 pair. This is... Okay, so if this is 6, this is 7, 8. This is 2, 1. This has to be 3. This is 5, and this is 4. This would then be 7, 8. This would be 1. This would be 2, which would make this 8, 7, 6. This would be 4. 4, 2, 1. So we had 4, 7, 4, 2, 1 here. Also, this is 6, this is 7, 8. That makes this... If this is 6, this is 4, 2, 1. So this is 6. This would have to be 7 and 8 to be there. Which would make... I think this is 3 either way, right? If this is 6, 7, 8, this is 3. If this is 4, 2, 1, that makes this 6, which makes this a 4. 6 can only be next to 7. 4 can be next to 2 and 1. Oh, this could be 6, 3? That doesn't work because 3 is not in a ratio. 3 can only be next to 6, 2. So 3 can never be here then. Right? It's the same ratios here. If we tried to make this 6 and 3, the problem is the 3 doesn't go anywhere, right? Because this is 4, this is 2, this is 1. That cover... The 3 is next to the 6, but the 2 and the 4 are already in the row, so that doesn't work for 3 here. So either way, this is a 3, which means this cannot be 3. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate. I'm not sure why. 4 goes to 8 or 5. 6 goes to 5 here. Again, this is 4, 2, 1. It could be 8, 7, 6, 5. That's fine. It could be 5, It can never 8, 7, 6, 5. It could be 5, 6, 7, 8. We just don't know, right? Huh. That's interesting. So if this is, so where is the 1 in row 6? This is next to 3 unique numbers. This is next to 2. 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 So it could be any of these 3. If this is a 1, that means none of these are 1s, and this has to be 1, 2, which would force this to be 8. If these two are 1s, this has to be a 2 to be next to it, which means this is 7. 7 can only be next to 8 here, so this is 8 no matter what. So this is 8, this is 7, this is 6, which makes this 4, 2, and 1. That 4 means this has to be a 4 here. This can't be 4, this is 6, 7, and 8. This can't be 1 anymore, this can't be 2. It's a 7, 8 pair, which eliminates 7, 8 from the rest of the row. Therefore, this is 1, this is 2. This is 5 or 8. It cannot be 4, this can't be 2, this can't be 1. So this has to be a 1, 2 pair here. This cannot be 4 here. This is 5 and 6, which means this can't be 6. That leaves this as a 2 and this as a 1. So 1 cannot be here, 1 cannot be here, whereas the 1 in row 6, it has to be here, which makes this a 2. This has to be 3, because 3 can only be next to 2, 6, and 4. So this is 3, which makes this 6, which makes this 5. This has to be 4. 4 is next to 8, then a 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, which can be in any order. This 6 eliminates 6 here, so this is 7, which makes that 6. 7 can only be next to 6 and 8, so this is 8, this is 5. The remaining digits here are 4 and 5. 5 cannot be next to a 2 because there's no relationship with it. So this is 4, this is 5. 5 can only be next to 4 and 6 in a Kropkominos, so it can't be 6 here, so this is 4. 2 can be next to 1, 2, 1, 4, and 3. That leaves this as a 6. 4 could be next to many things. It could be next to 3, 5, or 8, 3, or 2. But 2 and 3 are already taken in the Kropkominos, so this has to be 5 or 8. This can't be 4. 4 can be next to, again, 2, 3, no 5 is possible, and 8 is not possible, so this has to be 3. 3 can be next to 2, 4, and 6, but those are already taken, so this is 6. This last remaining digit is a 7. 7 can only be consecutive with 6 and 8. So this is 8, which makes this a 5. 5 can only be consecutive with 4 and 6, so this is 6. That leaves this as a 3. And 6 can only be consecutive with 7. Can't be in a 1-to-2 ratio with 8. So this can't be 3. This can't be 7. This can't be 7 or 8. So if this is a 7-8 pair, this is 8, and this can't be 8. We have a 1-2, 1-2 pair in row 1, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 1 or 2. This is 3 or 4. 1 can only be on the edge because it can only be next to 2. So this is 1, this is 2. This could be either 3 or 4 here. This cannot be 2, which means this can't be 1. This can't be 1. 3 can only be next to 2, 4, and 6, but this can't be 6 because of the 6 here. This is 2 or 4. We have 2, 4, and 8 remaining. This can't be 4 here, so this is 2 and 8. This can't be 8, so this is 2 or 4. We have a 2, 4, 2, 4 pair in column 4. and actually a 1, 2, 1, 2 pair, which eliminates 1 and 2 in the rest of row 1. So this is 4, which makes this 2, which makes this an 8. This 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 1, 2, 1. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 3, this is 4. This 1 means this can't be 1, so this is 8. 8 can only be consecutive with 7 and not in a 1 to 2 ratio with anything else in that column. So this is 2. 4 can be next to 8, 2, 3, and 5. Well, 2 and 3 are already taken by the Kropkomino, so this has to be 5. 5 is only consecutive with 4 and 6, so this is 6. The remaining digits here are 3, 4, and 8. And 3 and 8 cannot be here, so this is 4. This can't be 8, so this is 3. This is 8. That leaves this as a 5, this as a 1, and this as a 7. Interesting. Very interesting how these work. The restrictions were actually pretty cool. So trying to figure out what could go where was very interesting. This was basically going through and trying to figure out where it breaks here. Actually, it was really this part. This was the clean break-in. Where could 1 be, right? In row 6. This is next to 2 digits, next to 2 digits, next to 3 digits. This could be 1. This is next to 3 digits, that's next to 2. So either these are 1, which forces this to be 2, or this is a 1. Either way, if this is 1, which forces that to be 2, that had to be 7. If this were a 1, that eliminates 1 here, which makes this 8, 7, 6, which makes this... oh, that would lead to a contradiction, too. That 1 eliminates 1 here, but it eliminates 1 here, and therefore this would be 1, 2. But this would have to be 1, 2 here. Anyways, we got there, essentially. Trying to basically figuring out where the 1s could be, because that was the most restrictive digit. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I look forward to any future stuff with potential Kropkominos. Yeah. And I hope you look forward to these solves, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.